Hello and welcome to the Yogahub podcast. On today's episode, we are joined by Dulce Mandala, who is coming to Yogahub Camden this May 22nd to 24th, to host her very popular 20-hour Mandala methodology teacher training. On this episode, we talk a little bit about Dulce's background, how she got into yoga, her influence from rocket yoga, and how she came to develop the Mandala sequence, and also what to expect on the training this May. So we hope you enjoy our conversation with Dulce. Welcome to the Yogahub podcast, Dulce. Thank you so much for taking time out of I believe it's your morning over where you are, to speak with us a little bit about your upcoming weekend of your training at Yogahub Camden this May. So I'm really looking forward to kind of deep diving into that. But maybe before we start talking about your training, first of all, how are you? How is your day going?
I am good. I am very happy to be here and also excited about the upcoming training that we are doing with you guys. I'm very happy about it.
So yeah, for maybe those who are tuning in and they are new to you, would you like to share a little bit about yourself and your journey into yoga?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I began yoga around maybe more than 20 years ago. And I wasn't really looking for it. I was trying to get fit. I was looking for a fitness class. I didn't want to go to the gym. And then suddenly I saw this sign that said yoga. And I was like, oh, I almost felt it in my body. It was literally a sign. So I had a class and I fell in love with it. The peace, the coming back to me, to a place, to a community, it felt beautiful. It almost felt like I found myself. So I start practicing as much as possible, 2, 3 times a day. And then my teacher, of course, noticed that, wow, she loves it. And very soon we opened a yoga studio together, actually, in my hometown. And one thing led to the other one. I started doing more training with Larry Schultz, actually, the creator of the rocket. And he basically was like my godfather, like a fairy, like my godfather fairy. And he was like, hey, let's do yoga all over the world. Let's do trainings, do the rocket, do this, do that. And boom, suddenly my life got torn. I was in another continent, in another things that I never imagined. So it was almost like we found each other and boom. And then that was just the beginning. Then I start practicing other yoga methods because, as you can imagine, you get like just this yoga bug and you want to know everything and you want to train with everything. So I was doing that. And that led to the creation, in a way, to my own system, my own routine, my own way of living yoga. And that's basically what led to the mandala. A compilation of all the things I love, not only yoga. Yes, a way of living, in a way.
And did you start with rocket yoga? Is that the first one, the first style you were introduced to, or was it a different style?
Well, it was Ashtanga. My first teacher, Pepe, he was an Ashtanga Vinyasa student. But as you know, Ashtanga Vinyasa then got developed, or not developed, but like a student modified it into the rocket. So yeah, it was my lineage. The lineage of the mandala is basically that. We go back to basics with the primary series.
And so you've mentioned Mandala Yoga, and I think a lot of people listening might have heard of it before. They're familiar with it. Certainly in Dublin here, there's been a few workshops. I have never heard of like a mandala class. So maybe some people listening, it's a new term. Um, so how would you describe mandala yoga? What does it entail, a practice or the system?
Well, mandala is based on vinyasa. So you are going to get fluidity in certain asanas. You are going to stop. But what it makes it very peculiar is that you are in a constant rotation around the mat. In other systems, there's the linear tendency of always facing forward. In mandala, what we do, mandala basically it means a geometric figure. Normally is around a circle. So you start doing circles around the mat, one way, the other way, in order to create a bit of a vortex, a little bit of like a portal of movement and breath all together. But also we are trying to embody a different element as well. So it's a portal into an element through our bodies.
Beautiful. And I know just from experience of doing mandala in the past, there's kind of almost elements of a dance. I don't know if that's, or I know music is also like a big part of it. Does that have any kind of influence on the sequence as well? Or
Absolutely. Well, this method, I also trained with Shiva Ray and Edward Clark, and both of them, they come from a dance background. So it does have that influence of dance, of one breath, one movement, fluidity from those mentors that approach yoga with that contemporary approach. So for me, it was key to show that importance of the breath, the importance that the breath has in the yoga, because the movement, yes, of course, is going to keep you occupied, but the breath, if you put it together, the breath is also going to create a big change in the mind state. So it's very important when you practice to have that link, that constant awareness of synchronization of movement and breath.
and do you have like mandala set sequences? Like in Rocket, we have set sequences, but we can also change them. Do you prefer to like stick to a set sequence, or do you normally change them around or adapt them?
Well, I have had a bit of both, because when the method was new, I wanted to keep the sequence very clean, very like, okay, in order for me to be able to create a method. Yeah. So, but now that I feel almost has a solidity, now I invite a lot of freedom. I say to the student or the teacher, you know, it's your own mandala, it's your own vortex, it's also your own community, your own target, your own audience. Even if you teach a day or a night, it's going to be a different combination of asanas. So yeah, it's up to the teacher and the practitioner.
And in terms of level for mandala, like would a student have to have a certain level before attempting it, or would even a beginner be able to try a mandala class if they were to join?
Everybody can join. It's very multi-level. And I say a lot of different variations within the class. So it's beautiful because you see at certain moments of the class, some people with the eyes closed in downward dog, another ones in an inversion, another one's taking a break in childs. So, and everything is beautiful because it's an array. And also, as a teacher, is going to give you more possibilities to see and to learn and to give when you teach. The fact that the room becomes so multi-level, it provides so much material for you as a practitioner and as a teacher.
Yeah, and something I really took from it when I was practicing it, I liked the way we kind of revisited sequences or a flow again and again. And it's that kind of repetitive movement that I actually feel is really beneficial for beginners, because they get to try something again and again. They're not doing it once and then not doing it again for another week. They get to kind of revisit similar patterns within the sequence. And within that, hopefully, maybe even progressing maybe a bit faster. So yeah, it's such a beautiful sequence. I'm very, very excited to actually do your practices when you come to Dublin. And then we'll see more mandala hopefully on the schedules. So what excites you most about sharing mandala? Yeah, what is it that kind of like lights up in you, I guess, when you share it and you teach it?
What I love is the fact that it opens portals. Lately, I have been a lot into portals. I like to create portals with bushes in gardening and also with construction. But during yoga, I like to believe that we're opening gates or portals into gates of your perception and yourself. We have the breath work at the beginning, so that's a portal itself. We also have the music, live music during the whole sequence, which is especially planned for that class and that element. And the music, it also has the power to transport you into another space right away. And then, of course, you have the yoga, you have the body, and you have the movement, you have the breath. So that's another gate. So I like to provide that with the mandala. I like to open gates of perceptions and vortices for you to enter and explore and find and be with it and release and feel and create more sensation, more emotion, more view, more 360.
And you mentioned something there a little bit about the elements, like you work with the elements. What can you elaborate on that a little bit? How do they influence the sequences?
Yes. So basically, at the same time that I started doing yoga, I met a dear friend called Maria, and she basically introduced me into a lot of shamanic practices. So that was like another passion that awakened in me. Shamanism, ceremonies, power plants, the elements, the connection to the ability to be connected back to nature and to feel nature within you and to feel that you are a child of Mother Earth and that you can understand the plants and the trees and that. So I wanted to also transmit that during yoga. I wanted to do that merging of those worlds, a shamanic world, and also the yoga world, and put them together. And that's actually what it inspired the number of routines, because there's 4 elements in shamanism. So I wanted to create 4 routines, and each routine relates to one of the elements, and it activates a different part of the body, as simple as the front, the back, the in, and the out. And you do different asanas, different peak poses, different approaches, still 360, and with that intention that each target area is an elemental activation. And that elemental activation is for you to embody that earth, water, fire, air within you. So yeah, I love the elements, and I love to show the elements and to also map the elements to our personalities even, because sometimes we act as an element, a predominant element more as we move through life. So also you start realizing that, oh my God, I have been interacting a lot as water or as fire, or she's coming from an air perspective. So it becomes another perspective, another layer to see the world.
And it's kind of it's a beautiful way to look at even sequencing a class, because I think we can sometimes get focused on the asanas when we're trying to sequence, like we're building towards a certain pose. But there's other ways to create a sequence to make it much more, I don't know. Yeah, adding in the elements just sounds like such a nice way to bring in a different aspect as well and make it more creative and yeah, much more of an experience, I guess, when you're on the mat. So yeah, that's beautiful. So you're coming to Yoga Hub this May, the first time you're coming to Yoga Hub, but I think you've been to Dublin before, but you're coming to our studios for the first time. You're offering 20-hour Mandala methodology training over, I think it's Friday evening, Saturday and the Sunday. So it kind of fits in with everyone's schedules. So for anyone who might be interested in signing up or who has already signed up, what can they expect on this training?
They are going to get a vortex into the mandala and the methodology that makes the mandala. So we're going to explore the routines, and I have the routines made as formulas. So basically, I give you a template of asanas. That asanas, they are going to be divided in the 4 elements, and then you can put that asanas into that formula, and you can create your own mandala routines. And it becomes a portal to many possibilities because this template of asanas is just the beginning. Then you can have variations of all of them, and then you can mix them all together. So you have a lot of material as a teacher, but as a practitioner, you are also going to get that benefit of knowing more possibilities within your body, to see the asanas from a different perspective, to see your practice in a 360 dimension. You're also going to get very connected with music. We as a team, we believe that music is a key aspect of healing because, like I said, it transports you immediately to a new sensation or to a new emotion. Or when you are sad and you want to be sadder, you put sad music, when you were heartbroken as a teenager or something, or when you want to be happy, you put happy music. So it helps to alter the state. And we have live music. We use music a lot as part of the trainings because we know it's so healing. It basically eliminates the bridge between conscious and unconscious because it helps you to get a little bit wild when you listen to it. And another thing that helps you to get wild is the breath work. The breath work is key. So we have specific sessions on the methodology that are dedicated for the breath because it alters the state of mind in a very efficient and quick way. So you can down regulate or up regulate depending on what you need at that moment. So you get mandala, you get music, you get breath, you get a methodology, and you get a very good time with us. We love to have fun. We love to do yoga. We love to share this methodology with everybody. We're super excited to go to Dublin. I love Dublin, by the way. I really wanted to come back. So I'm very happy that this is happening.
Well, we're very excited. And I guess on the days, like it sounds like it's not a long, 20 hours isn't a long time. Like obviously you have to fit in quite a lot. So I guess on the days of the training, everyone will be doing a mandala practice, I suppose, every day. Is there going to be much theory, lectures, or is it more kind of physical? What could they expect in a like a typical day, I guess?
A typical mandala training day basically opens with breath work. We have 30 minutes of breath work and then 2 hours of mandala practice. And then we just have a 10 minutes break or so. We are very efficient with time. And then we have a mandala methodology session. Then you go for lunch, breakfast, come back. And then when you come back, we do more mandala methodology. We have some exercises related to music with Carlos. we talk a little bit about the breath with Nicholas, and then you have another session with me in the afternoon where it's practicum. But the practicum is for you to apply a formula that I am going to give you to create your own sequence. So you not only practice, you also create your own sequence. And it's all led at the same time with music by Carlos, and at the same time with me. It's like saying the formula, and everybody follows their own asana or practices their own asana. So you basically get an asana lab, asana laboratory at the end.
Amazing. Fun-filled day.
It's super full on. It's full on in terms that we want to provide as many tools as possible in the time that we have.
And you've mentioned Carlos and Nicholas. They're going to be joining you as kind of co-leads on this training. So maybe you could share a little bit about Carlos and Nicholas, what they're going to be doing.
Well, Carlos, he's a long-time friend of mine, and he's also in the shamanic path. He does a lot of ceremonies, and apart from that, he's a great musician. So he brings the shamanic and the music aspect into the training. The music, he's doing live music during the whole practices. He has a flute, a guitar, he's mixing at the same time. It's beautiful, it's art itself. And also, he's going to have a couple of exercises where he's going to show you simple things like to open and close an important moment, or to have like a mini ceremony to open and close the elements. So simple things that are going to help you to connect with yourself and with the elements a little bit deeper. And also, we have sessions with him where we sing, where we dance a little bit. It's very important to move the body and to let go in an unconscious way. Because a lot of the times we are worried about judgment and do I look like this? Do I look like that? So the shamanic practices, a lot of what they do, they allow us to let go, to bring the unconscious a little bit up. So that's one of the roles of Carlos in the training, to do that through music, through movement, through singing, and also through connection by doing ceremonies.
And Nicholas is our breathwork guru, I think. Is he? Or
Yes, yeah. Actually, one of the first connections that I have with Nicholas was shamanism as well. I met him and we were talking about practices, and then he told me that he did breath work. And actually, back then there was no many breath work teachers or trainings or nothing. So I was into it. So I was immediately fascinated. I was like, oh my God, tell me more. Because Wim Hof and all this boom about breathers was starting to come up, and they were proven to have great effects in the psyche and in the body. So I wanted to know more about breath. And yeah, Nicholas, basically, he was devotee to the breath. He's a person that he wakes up every day and he basically goes to his sacred place, does breath work, and meditate. And he considers that part of his healthy ritual because he sees the effects that he has on him. He's a different person once he finished doing breath work. So I wanted to add that into the mandala because I almost felt that it was a warm-up for the practice. When you go to the gym and you warm up a little bit before doing weights, the breath work is a little bit like that for the mandala. you begin with the breath, but also you are letting go a little bit, you are getting loose. You arrive to be more present, more you, and then boom, you enter into the vortex, into this 360 movement and breath link with a very specific intention, and then it becomes a beautiful practice. So Nicholas provides the breath work before the practice, but also you have a couple of sessions with him where he's going to explain and talk about the fundamentals of breath work. He's going to give you guidelines about where to start in your path. If you want to proceed more of the breathwork path, he's going to make an outline or where everything started from him, more or less where he is at the moment. And from there, you can decide what tools to follow if you want to go into that path.
Amazing. It sounds like such a magical weekend. You're fitting so many things into 3 days or 2.5 days even. Yeah, and I can vouch for this because I've actually trained with Dulce before, and I trained with her in Thailand. This is before COVID, and Carlos was there as well, playing music in the background, live music, and it's still like in my mind as such a good experience. It was such like a, I don't know, it kind of sticks with you, those moments where you're kind of on the mat and something just like feels very alive. And yeah, so I can personally vouch for Dulce and Carlos's live music, and I'm no doubt that Nicholas is going to be an amazing breathwork facilitator and trainer on this course as well, which I think people are finding, as you said, it's becoming more and more popular, but just people are finding it so beneficial because it's such an easy tool to implement, even when you're not practicing yoga, like off the mat as well. So it'd be really good to deep dive on the breath that weekend too. So yeah, I think we've kind of covered everything about maybe what to expect on the course. If there's a teacher out there who's listening, or maybe a newly qualified teacher who kind of wants to add hours or upskill in some sense, like what advice would you have for them, or tips if they're thinking of joining? Sometimes people worry about joining a course, they don't feel like they have the right level. Like, I don't think you have to be super advanced to join the Mandala training. What are your thoughts?
Join. Join the Mandala. Yeah. Join now. You only have one life, seriously. No, and don't wait, because we are always thinking that. We're always thinking, I am not good enough, I am not young enough, I am not old enough, I am not rich enough, I am not this enough. So that's a lie. No, you are not going to get richer, younger, or stronger, or nothing. You have to do it now. Yeah, do it. Come. You're going to have a different approach, a different perspective. Have fun. Take what you like, wherever you don't like, it does not matter. You're having a new experience, and this experience is led by people that love it. We really love doing yoga. We really love doing ceremonies, and we treat yoga as a ceremony. That's why it becomes so special when we practice, because it has such a deep intention, not only from the asana, the breath work, also the music, and even the selection of the songs beforehand. Everything is taught with so much intention for you to create a moment of happiness, of recognition and enjoyment. So come and do it.
Sign me up.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we've covered all the like important questions that we got in, and questions I had as well. So it's been really lovely getting to chat with you, and we really can't wait to welcome you to our studio in Dublin this May 22nd to 24th in yogahub Camden Street. So if anybody's listening in, you're really interested, you'll find out more on our website. Maybe where can people follow you, Dulce, or find out more about you? Are you on social media?
Yes, I am. So you can follow me in Dulce _Mandala. I am very excited to go to Dublin, to Yoga Hub. Thank you so much for inviting me, for having us.
We
And
can't
let's
wait.
practice. Yes, let's practice together over there. Thank you.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Dulce. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will be seeing you very, very soon.